Welcome once again to the new illustrious Magic podcast called You've Been Played. It's just the same.
It's still just the two of us.
It's still the two of us. It's been 1 month. Brendan is still not here. But he's packing. He's on his way.
Day 37.
Next week he will be here, and we will have we'll probably just do all of our E3 predictions next week.
During E3?
No, next week isn't E3. It's not until 2 weeks. It's the 14th, which is...
Really?
Yeah. It's still a ways
away.
away.
Oh, God. I thought it was next week.
No.
Oh, I was so ready.
It would have been funny if you had, requested your time off already, but you totally missed it by a week.
Oh, my God. Maybe I could request... No, I can't really, because then I'm taking time off the week after that or whatever.
Oh, you really only need Monday and Tuesday. Not even Tuesday, really, because Tuesday's only Nintendo and Square Enix, which you can just watch them later. But, Monday is all of the press conferences.
Well, I assume they wouldn't need help for the press conferences. They would need help for...
Oh, right. I thought you just meant about watching it.
No, I don't need time off for that. That's a little pathetic.
Not participating for it.
No.
I usually tried to schedule my time, though, last year when I was working at the Tropicana still, to be can I have Monday off? Can I not work that day? Or, switch shifts with people?
No, I just go on social media blackout until...
Oh, I see. Because I usually...
Which is hard, because I'm checking Twitter every 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, I at my new job, I have Wi-Fi. Okay, God, we're getting off topic. I'm Stephen, your host. We are a conversational podcast, as you can tell. Joining me for this intimate personal chat time to catch up.
Our house. It's naughty.
No, it's our friend's house. They're not even here, but we're using it anyway. Trevor, it's been quite some time.
Hi.
It's been...
I haven't seen you in forever, it feels like.
Yeah, I don't really talk to people.
Yeah, you don't. That's
true.
All my friends are like, "Where's Steven?" I'm like, I don't know.
No, I've noticed recently. All right, this is getting off topic again, but
it's fine. Whatever. Who gives
I've talked to nobody consistently for 2 months now. I think it's been.
Well, it's funny because Cameron was talking to me. He's like, "I feel like Steven just hates me." I'm like, "No, Cameron. Steven doesn't talk to anybody ever.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not intimately involved with Steven's life at the time, then he's not going to talk to you. He's never just going to text and be like, "What's up?"
I don't really do that much. Unless it's a girl that I'm interested in. That's pretty much the only time you'll ever get a text from me that's like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing?
Oh.
Well, are you free tonight?" But no, so it's been a month. A lot has happened. I don't think really anything that's been super important except for Fallout 4, which we'll talk about. And, I mean, that's kind of about it. The Witcher came out, which is really good. We'll talk about that later, too. But, as far as, big game announcements and stuff, I don't think anything big has really happened. Because I can quickly go through the releases, which is... I mean, Bloodborne was what we talked about last time. So, after that, we had Dark Souls 2.
That came out in March. All right.
Yeah. Oof. Well, it was late March.
Yeah.
It was March 24th. After that, it was Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin Edition. Do you have any interest in playing that?
I do, but I don't have the money to
okay.
buy mini games anymore.
Okay. Oh, I purchased an Xbox One.
I
purchased an Xbox One. I did that bundle thing where you turn in your Xbox 360 and get $120 credit from GameStop.
If I turn in an original Xbox, how much credit will I get?
5 cents. Probably.
What if I turn in an original Xbox that has fire damage? How much credit will I get?
I don't know. GameStop would probably still give you money for it, just not at all what it's worth.
Okay, what if I just turned in a box with an X on it because I don't think I have that Xbox anymore.
Well, GameStop employees aren't that dumb. They actually, the one by me, I like the employees. I don't like the manager. He's kind of a dick, but I like the employees. They're cool.
Okay, what if? Okay.
I don't think they would.
I don't think I got a chance.
No,
all right.
No. But no, I turned in. I think one of the games I turned in was Gears of War Judgment, and I got $1 credit for that. So, yeah, GameStop, they sure do love. But no, I got an Xbox One finally. It's good. I like it. I only got it because I love Halo, and I wanted State of Decay, and it was a good trade-in value.
Okay.
The next week though, Best Buy was doing a trade-in for $50 more, and I was like, motherfucker.
You fucked up, Steven.
I know. God. Wolfenstein: The Old Blood came out. I played that. I liked it. The Witcher 3 came out. Both of us have that.
Woo!
We both really like it, I think. And
we haven't discussed it at all, so
no,
I could hate it.
We haven't. That's true. I think. Did you tweet about it at all?
No.
No. Okay. Because I tweeted about it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot too.
I got my first glitch like a lot of people have been talking about
So did
glitches.
I got my first bug as well.
Okay, mine was just I got off my horse. Oh no, my horse kicked me off because I like drove directly into a band of rabid wolves,
Okay.
and it kicked me off. When I got kicked off, I started swimming.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And I'm like,
I love that.
What?
That's way better than my bug. My bug sucks.
what was your bug?
Well, actually, no. I did have one cinematic bug that was hilarious. But the bug that actually affected my game was my horse just stopped sprinting. Like, I couldn't sprint with it at all.
Oh.
But I just had to shut the game off and turn it back on.
Okay.
But the funny bug that I had was I was doing one of the quests with the witches in the bog.
Is it the main quest or the side?
It's like sort of a main quest.
Okay.
Like with the Baron.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm doing one of those missions, and we kill that giant monster, the Fiend or whatever it's called.
Okay, I haven't done that.
And he like murders like a bunch of the Baron's men, and then there's a cinematic right after you kill it. And so we come into the cinematic, and there's just guys like standing there like they normally would in the cinematic, but they were people that died in the previous fight. So about 5 seconds into the cinematic, like all these guys just start dying like around us, and we're just having casual conversations like, oh, like blood flies out and they fall to the ground, and I was just like, what the, because I thought it was like part
hilarious.
of the cinematic. I'm like, oh shit, something's about to happen. It's like, oh no, these people just died like during the fight, and they didn't like process it. It was great.
That's funny. Yeah, mine I just saved and then restarted the game. Or just quit, and then, restarted it. And I was like, oh,
that seems to fix most bugs.
Yeah, it does. I haven't seen any of the bugs that people are, like, talking about. Like, the experience bug that, like...
What's that one?
Originally, it seemed to be reported that you just wouldn't earn experience from completing quests. But then it turned out that if you were 6 levels above the quest level that it gives, you wouldn't earn experience. Which I didn't think was a big deal. Yeah, it's not a big deal, but... They patched it, I think, with the most recent patch.
I'm upset that they're patching the infinite sprinting.
Oh yeah,
because I use that all the time.
Oh okay. I don't use it that much. I usually call my horse if I have to like run for a while.
Oh my god, but calling the horse is so annoying.
The horse is really dumb.
Call Roach, and it's like 200 feet away.
Yeah.
Caught on a tree, and you're like, fucking kidding me.
It's the worst when you're in tight spaces and you call him and he shows up, but he's like in between a fence that's at a corner, and he's just trying to go. It's like, oh my god. So you have to like look away, walk a few feet, do it again, and he'll teleport to a different location that maybe won't be caught in the geometry.
I also hate that you have to be not moving to get on the horse.
Yeah, that's annoying.
That's so annoying because I'm running away. First of all, drowners kick my ass.
They do. They suck.
They're like 10 levels below me, and they're kicking the shit out of me. I'm like, oh my god, because you have to sidestep. You cannot backstep because they'll always get you. Yeah. And I always forget that, and they just stun lock me, and I'm like, oh my god. But so I'm like, I always run away from drowners if I can.
Oh really?
So yeah,
I still kill them, but they do result in a majority of my
drowners. If you are underwater and they get you, they will drown you.
Oh, okay.
Because every time they hit you, they push you back down under the water.
Oh. Is that why they call them drowners?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was going to get like this buried treasure or whatever that I found in this quest, and I like was swimming underwater, grabbed the treasure, was swimming up, got surrounded by drowners, can't fight them, just have to run, and I'm trying to swim up, and they will hit me, and I'll fall back down, and eventually like I ran out of breath, almost ran out of health, got to the top, and just swam for my life back to the shore.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was crazy.
Fun.
I like the combat a lot.
It's good.
I like the combat quite a bit. It's very fluid.
I sucked at it at first.
Oh yeah, I got my ass kicked the first few times.
Yes, I died 20 times in White Orchard the first.
Wow.
Yeah, because I read Vince's review, and I think it was in his review where he's like, oh, if you regularly play RPGs on normal, you should bump it up to one difficulty level above.
No.
And I did that, and I kept it there.
This game is hard enough.
It is. It is until you learn like the mechanics of it.
Yeah. But one thing that I can't handle with the gameplay is that Geralt is so stiff. The character movements are so stiff.
It is. Like,
it reminds me of, like... Can't think of a good example off the top of my head. Kind of like GTA, where it's like... Where I just feel like I can't control him.
Turning is, like, weird.
Oh, turning
is really weird.
Is a nightmare half the time.
Pushing the stick forward, you're not quite sure how quick you're like going to accelerate almost, which is weird. A lot of my complaints are just nitpicks though. Like, there's nothing broken about it, but there's a lot of weird little things. Like we mentioned Roach, and then the loot system where like both the character and the camera has to be facing the loot canister in order for you to actually loot it. And then there's a thing that was brought up on Beyond that was actually really weird that I didn't notice before, where they place candles on top of loot containers.
Oh my god! But that's being fixed in the next patch.
Okay, good. Because it's like, oh, well...
And there's no toggle button.
Yeah, there isn't.
So you have to, like, mess with the camera. It's like, oh my god.
Until you get it at just the right angle where the X will pop up to loot instead of igniting or extinguishing the candles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really bad. I had some other ones that I just talked about on Twitter, like, oh, this is like a weird problem sort of thing, but I still really, really like it.
The complete and utter exclusion of anybody that is not white is a little weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Arthur brought that up, and people were like, "Oh, it's northern." I'm like, okay. Also, there are fucking dragons.
Well, that was my favorite thing. It's like oh, it's supposed to be like Northern Europe, and I'm like, okay. And they're like, and besides, the elves and dwarves are supposed to represent other like ethnicities and how they're mistreated. I'm like, why not make the elves colored people?
Yeah.
Like that could go a long way.
Yeah.
Like that's all. Like it's not that difficult. Anita Sarkeesian tweeted today.
She had a long.
Oh yeah, but she tweeted today. She found the only colored characters in the game.
Oh really?
It's really bad.
Oh,
They're
God.
sex slaves who serve this tribal leader.
Oh okay. I was gonna ask if they're in the city.
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I haven't gotten to the part of the game she's at.
Okay.
But yeah, they're these sex slaves that are like Jabba the Hutt style, tied to this leader on his throne, like kind of like Princess Leia style, and it's like it looks really bad, really, and I'm like, oh come on, like,
yeah, that's weird.
I got into this big argument with people on the Beyond Facebook page about it, because they trash talk Polygon all the time. I'm like, I like Polygon. Like,
they're fine.
off.
They have some weird stuff every now and then.
I mean, yeah, I don't agree with everything they say, but to it, like,
that's a good thing.
But yeah, but they bring up important conversations, I think.
Yeah. And
this is one of them. And so they post it, and they're like, why does Polygon even exist? Stuff like that. I'm like, all right, chill out. Like, just say you disagree, but move on with your life. But eventually I found this article on Twitter where this guy who is Polish talks about why the whole, like, oh, it's, Slavic mythology, that's why there's no white people. Like, he, like, basically crushes that. He's like, okay, listen, I know about early Slavic history because I am Polish. I learned all of this in school. Like, they very easily could have put people of color in this game as traitors, as traitors with a D, not traitors with a T. Traitors with a D. As traitors, as, people passing through, as immigrants, as even, like, a warring faction, like anything, like he points out so many historical examples where if they really did want to maintain historical accuracy, they could have. And he brings up a great example, which is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, where Morgan Freeman is in that movie. And it's set during, like, the Middle Ages. And
of England. Yeah,
and there should not necessarily have been a black person there. But he points out that in the movie, they justify it with the fact that he's there because of the Crusades. And it's like, oh, well, there you go. That's all the justification you need. Yeah. Not that hard. Yeah. And I brought up what I felt was a good counter-argument to this, which is of a studio that did it right. And that was Bethesda with Fallout 3. Because with Fallout 3, it's obviously a 50s Cold War era post-apocalyptic future. Yeah. So let's say that Fallout excluded, Asian American, Hispanic, and African American characters from their games. The rallying cry of possibly even the developers, but also I don't want to say opposers to, like, greater representation, but opposers generally, people who oppose greater representation in games. They would have been like, oh, well, it's 50s era. Like, you wouldn't see a black family in the 50s suburbs. And it's like, well, yeah, that's true. You wouldn't. But it's a post-apocalyptic future. Yeah. It's fiction. They can do whatever they want.
Exactly. It's a fictional world.
So yeah, maybe. But, like, so my example was nobody playing Fallout 3 at any point thought, oh man, there's a black family in these suburbs. That really breaks the immersion. Yeah. But I guarantee if black people were happy to see that they were represented in the game.
Yeah.
So that was basically my argument, and it was like, that's the studio that did it right. Yeah. It's fiction. You can take liberties.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It always, whenever people, like, complain about, like, not complain about there being a lack of representation, but complaining when people call out a lack of representation. It always reminds me of the GIF from Psych, where they're on the set for like some England film that they're shooting, and the dudes are like, or Guts is just like, oh, why aren't there any like black people in your production? And they're like, oh, it's the 1800s in England. There weren't. And he's like, what do you think? Black people haven't been invented yet? Like, it's just like, what the fuck? Like, and I think it was like a Sherlock Holmes adaptation or something they were doing on the show, and it was just like, I always think of that GIF where it's just like, what? Black people haven't been invented yet? And it's just like, yeah, it's a fucking fictional world where you fight witches and trolls. It's like you could take a little bit of artistic liberty and be like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of different ethnicities also in this Netherlands-inspired world of other white people.
Yeah.
Doing terrible things because that's what they do. Which is really dark.
Oh yeah.
There's like no happy ending.
No, it doesn't seem so. So you finished the Baron quest line?
No, I'm close. I did the baby thing.
Out of curiosity, what choices have you made in it? So there's 2 major choices.
Okay.
So I know you haven't gotten to the second one yet.
Okay.
So your first choice, did you his daughter, have you gone to speak with her yet?
Yes, I did.
Did you tell her to go back or do whatever she wants?
I just told her to do whatever she wants.
Okay, that's the first major choice.
Okay.
There's a second one.
Okay.
That you'll get to eventually.
I thought the first one was the baby. Like if you let it become the guardian thing or kill it.
Oh no, like it mostly revolves around
the daughter?
Around his living family members, yeah.
So the wife too. Okay, because I know I'm going to save the wife. Like I know that's going to be a later quest line.
Yeah,
but I just
that is a later quest line.
Yeah.
It is very dark.
Yeah, okay.
It is very dark. Where are you at in the story right now? Have you met the witches yet?
I met one of the witches, Kiara.
Okay, not that witch. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay, but when you continue.
I finished hers.
You finished hers?
Yeah, we banged.
And then what happened?
Oh, I told her to go to the Witcher Academy place to be safe instead of going to the dude because she was going to die.
I murdered her.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm like, nah, bitch, you're not taking this plague. Like that. Nah, that's fucked up.
She wasn't taking the plague. She was taking the cure to the plague.
No, she's taking the plague.
Really?
Yeah, because she was like, I'm gonna reverse engineer like a cure and then I'm gonna sell it.
Oh.
And I'm like, nah, that's fucked up.
Okay.
And she's like, but I'm gonna go sell it to this guy who's trying to kill me.
Yeah.
And I didn't really mean to fight her.
No.
So, but I just did.
Okay.
Because she was like, I'm gonna go, because this guy wanted to kill her. She's like, I'm gonna go sell him the cure
to make it
to clear my name.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's not gonna do it. Like he's not gonna accept it. And she's like, I have to try. And he's like, no, you can't go. Like he won't accept it. And she goes, all right, and just starts a battle scene. I'm like, all right, weird. I'm gonna fucking murder you.
Huh? No,
it's a hard fight too.
Yeah. Okay. The dialogue options I got was like, you can tell her, no, you can be safe if you go to Kiara Moore or whatever the hell the Witcher Academy is.
Yeah.
That the prologue is.
I've sent a lot of people there.
Okay, see, I've only sent her, so I guess
sent her. Kill her.
Obviously. Did you get the final death animation where you like cut her head off?
No. She just fell to the ground, and I was like, oh, okay. And then like Geralt just picks up the cure and
just burns
it in his hand and goes, it didn't have to be this way. And I'm like, you're right, it didn't. I didn't mean to do it. Like
I didn't have to kill her.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh man, that's funny. Have you talked to any monsters?
I talked to a rock troll.
Me too.
Who told me to go get him some paint.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was funny. I'm looking forward to playing through that.
I couldn't understand a word he was saying.
No, I don't know how the hell Geralt could. Gerald.
Jerry.
Jerry
the Witcher.
Geralt.
Geralt?
God, I don't know how the hell you pronounce his name.
I think Margaux.
Oh, okay. Well, we're all. I don't know. Okay. Also, we'll take a quick break because like you were popping out for a second, so I just want to try and fix the audio. But okay, we'll be right back.
Don't fuck it up, Steven.
I'll try not to.
Start it with that, please. Go.
Welcome back. So we have a new person on the podcast, I guess you could say. I don't know. Not a character.
That is what you could say.
I was gonna say another character has been added to the party, but that's like.
Say a new human. That's.
Yeah, a new human. Margaux, why don't you introduce yourself briefly?
Okay. Hi. I'm Margaux. You know, I'm a female and I'm a human.
We don't have enough of those.
You know, yeah, they don't get around those too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm talking to you guys.
All right, Margaux. Off the knee. What's your favorite game?
Ooh, Resident Evil 4.
Okay.
Trevor, good choice.
Trevor likes that. Speaking of favorite games, Trevor, the Uncharted collection. Uncharted 2, the best game on the PlayStation 3, is coming back for the PS4. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's cool. I don't really care that much, though, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I know. I don't
Was
either.
this an accidental leak? I couldn't tell.
No,
it wasn't?
Wario64, who is great at leaking or reporting early on these news announcements, had the box art from Amazon, I think, early, but they had just announced it like 5 seconds after he tweeted.
So it is intentionally on the mobile store.
Yes.
Because I saw Greg tweet that he
really?
said, like, well, he said, Sony,
this?
You might want to take this down until Monday. So I assume that he knew it was going to be announced at the press conference on Monday.
Interesting.
But
no, I think it was intentional.
Okay.
I feel, because it's not big. I feel like they could have a gameplay trailer reveal at the E3 press conference. So, have you played any of the Uncharted games? Do you know about them?
I know of them.
Okay.
I know you like to dress up as Nathan Drake.
Yes.
I've honestly haven't played much of them. I've seen people play them, but
they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, they seem really fun. I've been wanting to get into them, but I've
they're
just
really
never...
good.
Yeah,
Shut
they
up,
seem
Steven.
really awesome. So
Yeah. Okay. Because I am infamous for just fucking loving the second one to death.
So here's the thing. Steven and I went to the PlayStation Experience last year, where there's all these new games that aren't even released yet. Like, there's all these new... Like, he could be playing any of these games that nobody else has played.
Lots of indie games.
And I find him at
It's a history of PlayStation.
Random PS3, like over in the corner.
The only PS3 at the show.
Yeah, the only PS3 at the entire show, over in like the corner.
In a corner.
Yes, playing Uncharted 2, and I'm like, Steven, they're all around you. There are new games.
All right, it was late Sunday. I needed my comfort.
God, we were exhausted. That was so bad.
It was fun. I'm sure E3 will kill me.
Good luck.
It was Sunday. It was the last day of the show. The show was kind of winding down, so I was like, I need my comfort food. So I went to play Uncharted 2. And that's also where we talked to Nick Robinson for a bit, who is now at Polygon.
Was that the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's the only reason we were in that area. Because I was there. Because we saw...
He's a good guy.
He's cool. He's at Polygon now. So basically Uncharted Collection is just Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, only the single player from those games, and it's coming to PS4 as like a remaster.
Oh, very cool.
And it's very heavily rumored that they're going to be redoing the graphics a bit, so it's not going to be a straight like, oh, now it's in 1080p. It's going to be a little bit closer to The Last of Us, where it was actually kind of touched up a bit.
Oh, wow.
So
new textures and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I don't know how much of that will actually happen, but it'll be cool because then that means Uncharted 2 will look better than it did, which was already
And
great.
they're saying the release date is like
October 9th.
Okay.
Yes. Which I called this out. Like April 8th, I published like one of my last freelance articles, which was it's never too early to make E3 PlayStation predictions, and it was just
for 2016.
Yeah. And it was just a whole like prediction thing, and I predicted that Blue Point was doing an Uncharted collection and it was going to release in October.
Okay.
And lo and behold, it is. And Colin Moriarty was tweeting about that too, like he did. I'm like, I did it before you, Colin. April 8th. Mark it in the books. Anyway. So yeah, we talked about Witcher because we've been playing that. So Margaux, have you been playing anything
lately?
Recently?
I mean, not in regards to console gaming. I've just been
it doesn't
playing a
matter.
lot of,
just
obviously League of the Legends.
the MOBA.
Yes, I love the MOBAs.
Okay.
I've been playing a lot of that. I've been picking up Darius as a main lately, so I've just been dunking on kids.
So League of Legends is they rotate characters, right?
Yes, they rotate characters weekly. It's champion select whatever, but I mean regardless you can purchase champions so you can have them forever. Lately they released a character named Echo who's incredibly OP, like ridiculous, with stuns and heals and can just go across the map and just kill you or run away. He's incredibly slippery, and so that's been fun, and by fun I mean dreadful. And I'm hoping he's getting nerfed soon. I've been playing Guild Wars 2 a lot.
Yeah.
Just been really PC
I got her
gaming
into that.
mainly. Yeah, you got me into that.
It's one of those things though where I get someone into it, but then they take it and just completely make it their own, to where I'm like, I don't know
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I
bought it and never played it.
Yeah,
I bought it when that sale was on.
Yeah. See, it's really good.
It's really
I
good.
definitely should.
Like you can just kind of like, get away from it for a while, and then you just kind of feel it and just play again and roam and jumping puzzles and mini bosses. There's just a lot to the game, which is why I enjoy it. It's everything I've been looking for in an MMO. totally, yeah, just
See, that just makes me so happy.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, Margaux, you should try Guild Wars 2, because I'm like the MMO person who's only played one, which is Guild Wars 2. And you played.
I played so many, oh my god, like World of Warcraft, Rift, I'm trying to think of all of them.
Have you played any that have since shut down?
Oh Jesus, maybe like really random ones. I don't know if Mabinogi shut down, or if that's still around.
Well, never heard of it, so.
Like,
so
really weird, like Japanese or Korean offshoots. I don't think any other ones that have shut down.
Did you play City of Heroes?
No, I haven't played that. I played Arcade though.
Yeah.
Arcade was pretty cool for a bit. But then I just kept lagging all the time because that was a good time.
Okay. The only other MMO I'm like interested in, but like slowly have been becoming disinterested in, is the Elder Scrolls.
Oh,
I was just about to bring that up, actually.
Okay, yeah, because that's supposed to come.
Releasing in 5 days?
Yeah, really soon.
Yeah,
but it's
June
right
9th,
before E3, so good luck.
I don't know what to think about that game.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I've been wondering about that, actually.
Because it launched on PC like a year ago.
It spawned some bad blood. Because it
Yeah.
launched last year in June on PC.
Yeah.
And they said console versions
6
were
months.
coming at the same time
Oh,
originally.
yeah.
And then, like, 2 weeks before it came out on PC, they're like, we're delaying the console version until December. And we're like, okay, like, that's a little crazy, but okay. And then December rolls around, and no word from
Nothing.
Bethesda at all. Like, nothing.
Well, not Bethesda. ZeniMax, yeah.
But that's Bethesda's parent company. Same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah, no word from ZeniMax whatsoever. So everyone was just like, all right, and kind of just forgot about it. And then, like, March or something, like, oh, it's coming in June. And the player base on PC has all but vanished.
Probably.
From what I hear.
But then they made it free to play with
they did make it free
Unlimited,
to play, which I'm happy about.
which probably boosted it a bit.
Yeah.
And now it's finally coming to consoles this next Tuesday, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
But I think on consoles it's...
Yeah, what's the differences? I'm assuming it's going to be quite a bit.
I don't know much. Like, I think the UI is probably a bit different for consoles, but then again, it's Elder Scrolls, which has always kind of been console-friendly, and it's just an MMO version. I don't know. It's weird. I was really excited for this, like, last year.
Well, I'm curious as to how it's going to control, if it's going to control more like MMO or more like Elder Scrolls, because on the PC version, from what I saw, like, obviously it is first person.
You can
like,
be, yeah, you can be both.
Melee and stuff is very similar to Elder Scrolls, but they did have hotkeys for the different moves.
That's classic
Because in
MMO.
Elder Scrolls, you just swing.
Yeah, pretty much.
But, so I don't really know how it's going to work, if there's going to be like a skill wheel or something, but...
I mean, it might be like Diablo, where it's face buttons, where with the hotkeys, and then like the triggers are like your main attacks. Because it worked well for Diablo. I don't know.
But it's going to be like a full like MMO, like expansive world.
Yeah.
Like, okay. So unlike kind of like how Dark Souls is. Like it's online, but it's not really.
Oh, where it's like pseudo online
Yeah.
multiplayer.
Well, no, ESO is definitely like
But is
a
it
full MMO.
Okay,
Is
cool.
it as big?
And then
Like, how many players can you have in the same
server and whatnot.
I assume it's massive server
Yeah.
loads, like
Okay.
similar to World of Warcraft.
Because
Interesting.
I thought Destiny was gonna be like a great game, but it really fucking tanked.
I hate
Oh,
that game.
man.
It's awful. It's so
I don't like it.
repetitive.
Oh man, yeah, we're with you there.
Yeah, we've talked about Destiny quite a bit, like just bashing it. We hate that
No,
game.
I mean they just released the House of Wolves
Yes.
DLC,
I saw that.
and my friend's just been like, come play with me, please. Like a little cat in the corner, meow. Play with me. And it's like, and I was just reading about it actually, because that was one thing I was looking forward to, and everything about it was exactly what I thought it was gonna be. It's just the same hackneyed, contrite.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't heard anything that makes me want to go back. Like, I tried to too, like a few months ago, I think, because I borrowed your copy. Because Matt took mine, because Matt actually liked it, I think.
Maybe you did take mine. I don't know. I wouldn't miss it. So.
Yeah, exactly. I still have Unity, which I haven't touched. Assassin's Creed.
I don't miss that one either. So
yeah. How's that review? Did you ever publish that?
I did not.
Dang it. We should.
Yeah, that's. Well, I mean, I started writing it like January, then school started. I'm like, oh, I'll get to it.
True.
And then
Bloodborne.
And then just no gaming at all. Then Bloodborne, and then no gaming at all.
Okay. Yeah, I still haven't beaten Bloodborne. I got to what I think is the lead up to the climax, but I put it down and just didn't go back.
Where'd you get to? Do you remember?
It's like a mountain top, and I keep getting shot from like these invisible enemies. It seems.
Okay, you're sort of getting there. You probably got like 10-ish
Still.
hours left in the game.
Dang it.
I feel like,
No, but you're actually pretty close to the end.
Yeah, I like it
Not
a
too far
lot.
away.
Matt messaged me on Facebook. He said he beat it and loved it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys actually really think like Dark Souls games are really, really, really that hard? Because everybody always says it's like, oh my god, the worst thing.
Trevor's the expert on.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just more about like memorizing patterns.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Like trial and error. It's like a Super Saiyan, you know. It's like you die, but then you come back like 50 times stronger.
Yeah,
the same.
I mean, I definitely started with Demon Souls back in like 2010, maybe early 2011, and couldn't beat it. So I eventually just quit. I think I got to the last boss and just could not beat the last boss. Yeah, because that boss is ridiculous.
It's rough, and like you look back and you're like, wow, that was rough.
Oh yeah,
that's a rough game.
And then jumped into Dark Souls when it came out. Like bought it the week it came out, played through it, and beat it in less than a month. And at that point, I was hooked on the series. Then I went back to Demon Souls, started over, beat it all the way through in like a month. Then I've been like a super fan ever since. Beat Dark Souls 2 twice. Then Bloodborne came out, loved it. I mean, the games definitely, some are harder than others for sure. Like I think Bloodborne was much harder than any of the Dark Souls games thus far.
I thought it was fine.
There are some bosses in that game and I was like, oh my god. Mostly, honestly, I think most of it stems from the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
To where I think the beginning is comically difficult in Bloodborne.
Okay.
That first run to the first boss.
It's pretty hard.
If you don't know how to find that shortcut, it is the most ridiculous thing to do.
That's true.
And so Bloodborne for me, definitely the hardest one. Not my favorite one though. I still have to go to Dark Souls for that. But as far as like difficulty, I think the game's like it really is about memorizing patterns. But I mean, it is prepare to die. Like the tagline is prepare to die for a reason. Like they are not forgiving. But yeah, I think that people kind of overplay the difficulties sometimes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I like Demon Souls. That was the first one I played because I think it was super cheap on PSN sale, and I just bought it.
No, it was PS Plus, I believe.
No, but I got it before that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. It went on PS Plus around Dark Souls 2 time, or like before Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, maybe.
But it was after Dark Souls, I'm pretty sure. And I've played all of 5 minutes of Dark Souls.
I hate it. I hate that video.
Which is on a video.
I hope we delete that.
Nope.
Forever.
It's gonna stay on the archive.
Why only 5? It's so great.
We were making Cameron play it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because Cameron's not.
He doesn't play games.
He doesn't play games very often.
No, he plays very rarely.
Yeah. He's a filthy casual. I'm just kidding. But he was playing through, and eventually he got so frustrated he just gave the controller to Steven. And Steven just ran through the entire game exclaiming how good he was at the game as he did so. And I'm like, Steven, I fucking hate you. Like, stop. This is not the time for this. And eventually he died, and then we just ended the video, and I was just like, all right, I'm going home. Like, I can't do this anymore.
That was the end of the video. We were like, all right, we're done. Because it was like a 3-part video, I think.
Was
or
it?
Like a 2.
I don't know. You edited it.
It was at least 2 parts. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I haven't touched Dark Souls 2. Picked up Bloodborne, really liked it. I don't know why, but like I think it was because the combat was changed to where it's all offense. You can't block, and I like that.
Yeah,
I think my favorite part about Bloodborne, honestly, was just the design of the bosses that you're fighting.
They're really good.
So frigging
Fuck
cool.
Father Gascon though. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, he's hard.
Dying of fucking fire.
If you think he's hard, the last boss is gonna fucking destroy you.
I've seen a 5-second gameplay clip, and I'm like,
well, okay, there's the last boss and there's the true last boss. So the true last boss is the moon presence, not that hard.
Okay.
The other last boss is what's his name? Garamain.
Oh, okay.
He's the dude in the wheelchair. I know I'm spoiling stuff for you, but there's barely a story.
Yeah, I don't care.
So
spoilers for Bloodborne.
Yeah, spoilers for Bloodborne. And he is fucking
I've heard of him in the lore.
Yeah, he's like Gascoigne. Well, no, he's the guy in the wheelchair in the Hunter's Dream?
Yes.
That's him.
Oh, is that why he disappears?
I don't know.
Did he disappear for you?
No, he disappears every once in a while, and he comes back after you beat like major bosses.
He's disappeared, and I have not seen him since.
He'll come back.
Okay, that's weird.
And he'll fucking destroy you in the last boss fight.
You turn into an eel?
That's the true ending.
Okay.
It's like you become so.
Hi.
All right, give me a sec. So there are the great ones, and then there's like so the different bosses.
Yeah.
But then there's like the great one, who's the moon presence.
Okay.
And he basically controls the cycle of the hunts.
Okay.
So the reason that the hunts keep happening, where all these people are murdered by werewolves and hunters, is because of the moon presence continuing the cycle.
Okay.
and these nights that last forever so that the werewolves can keep attacking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So essentially in the good ending, the best ending, you kill the moon presence and then you become the new great one so you can stop the cycle of the hunts.
So that's why you turn into an eel.
Yes, because that is the form of the great one.
An eel.
Well, it's a baby eel. You're a baby great one.
What's the doll? Like what?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no idea.
Okay, because I've seen like bits of the ending. I forget where. I don't think it was on YouTube. I think it was in an article where I just saw like a bit of the ending. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there are 3 endings. I'm gonna spoil them right now because nobody cares.
Yeah, no.
Margaux,
are you gonna play? You care about Bloodborne's ending?
It
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't have a story.
It doesn't really have a story.
Okay, real quick. I got to the part where you get the eye and you see the giant beings that are all over the world, where they're like on buildings and stuff.
Oh yeah, those things are the giant Cthulhu monsters.
Yeah, they're fucking scary.
Yeah, dude.
That was weird.
Don't get hit by the blue lights.
Yeah, no, I got hit once
and they murder you.
Yeah. But anyway.
But, okay, so the first ending, the worst ending technically, but also, in my opinion, the coolest ending.
I like how it's been a month, and I just remembered that last time we podcasted, we just talked about Bloodborne. We're doing it again.
Let it happen. Remember when we had the same exact infamous Second Son conversation like 3 weeks in a row?
We can talk about it when Brendan gets here.
Yeah. In the infamous episode where Brendan was wasted over Skype.
Oh, yeah. Well, he got progressively.
Yeah. But yeah, so the worst ending is you go to talk to Garmain and he says, like, you completed your hunt, like, good work. Now it's time for you to return to the world of living. And if you say yes, then you get down on your knees and he pulls out his scythe and he chops your head off.
Yeah.
And then you basically are no longer a hunter and you wake up back in Old Yarnum and that's basically it. Like, you stopped the...
Is it gameplay? Can you like?
No, it's over. The game's over.
Okay.
And then you're walking around, like, and you look up and the sun is rising or something like that. And then it shows a image of
the doll shaking her head.
No, never mind. It ends there. Never mind.
Okay.
And then the second ending, you fight Garmain, you beat him, and then the moon presence shows up. But if you don't have a certain item on you, then you can't fight the moon presence, and he kills you instantly.
What's the item?
Have you found a third of an umbilical cord?
No.
Okay, it's called third of an umbilical cord.
Okay.
You need to find 3 of them, and you need to consume them.
Oh, okay.
That's
interesting.
And if you don't do that, then you can't fight the moon presence.
Do you consume it while you're fighting Father Germain?
No, you can take it anytime.
Okay.
Like, even if you go to fight Father Garmain and then die, you can still go back and find all of them and then take all of them, then go kill Garmain, then fight the moon presence. That's what I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you have so as long as you don't beat Father Garmain before you consume the 3 of them, then you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yes, the second ending, the moon presence kills you, and that's pretty much it. And then the final scene is the doll kneeling in front of your grave and saying like being sad about you being dead. And the good ending, you beat the moon presence and become the great one.
Interesting. That was enlightening.
Yeah, I still can't get over the umbilical cord aspect. That's nice.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me, totally random, but today I was reading that finally people discovered that eating your placenta doesn't have any
it's the most disgusting thing in the world.
No, but people do that. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
But it's study concludes it doesn't have any medical benefits.
Like, do you pan fry it or do you just
Oh God.
Because I know some people have it dried and turned into pills.
Yeah, exactly, pills. Yeah.
Yeah, but other people just fork and a knife, I guess.
It came out of you. Why would you put it back in?
Yeah, it's out of you for a reason.
Isn't that like a rule?
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume so.
Oh man. How do we go on from there?
Anyways,
oh man.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about Oh yeah, the first ending, technically the worst ending.
Yeah.
But if you accept to go back to the world of living, there's a really awesome scene where you're kneeling down, facing outwards, and then Garmain stands up behind you with his scythe, and you're both your silhouettes are up against the giant moon in the hunter's dream, and then he just chops your head off. Okay. It's just a really cool looking scene.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right. Cool. Well, that was Bloodborne.
Fallout.
Yeah, I guess we. Yeah.
I don't know what else
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the main thing. Is
I've done this for a month and we have no news to talk about.
No, I mean there's nothing super big, and we're not a weekly news thing. But Fallout 4 has been revealed finally. So I don't know if you know that this has been a long time coming.
I didn't know it's that long of a time coming. I mean, I haven't, again, really been too much in the game scene since, like, in regards to Fallout, since, like, New Vegas, I've been playing that.
Okay.
DLC for that. And I remember, like, hearing a little bit of stuff about it here and there and people freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so it finally got released. What's the deal with that?
Not released.
I mean, not released.
It's been
revealed. Yeah. So, a while ago, a few months ago, Bethesda announced they were doing an E3 press conference, which is kind of what kickstarted the whole Fallout 4 hype train.
Yeah.
And
everyone's like, if you don't announce Fallout 4, we're going to burn Todd Howard at the stake. Like,
oh man, like in The Witcher, where you walk into the main city and there's that witch burning. You didn't get that part?
No, I didn't get to the main city yet, I guess.
There's witch trial burning things.
Oh,
but
okay.
Anyway, God, I totally lost my place. Okay, so Bethesda announced a press conference that kind of kickstarted the Fallout 4 hype train, where it was like, okay, everyone's like, well, if Bethesda's going to have a press conference, obviously they're going to announce Fallout 4, because why else would Bethesda have their own press conference at E3, which is Sunday, June 14th.
Elder Scrolls Collection.
6 p.m. Oblivion in HD. Oh, God, that would be bad. Then, as time went on, they, like, small little things got hinted. Or was this before even the press conference?
Well, I mean, there's been hints of it long before.
Yeah.
Like, 2012, I think, is when Bethesda
3 Dog
like employees were seen at MIT.
Oh, right.
That was like probably the first leak was that Bethesda employees were seen at MIT. So they're like, oh, like Boston. It's gonna be in Boston.
Yeah.
Like that's what they were saying. So then like it kind of dropped out after that, and then like 2013 probably is when the voice of 3 Dog was like, oh, gonna be like doing 3 Dog again, and like it was like, oh, okay.
I wonder what for. Bethesda All Stars.
Yeah, like definitely.
Like Eric, what's the dude who knows?
Eric Layden.
Yes, when Eric Layden was like, oh, good to be back as Cole. It's like, I wonder what he's working on. It's like in PlayStation All Stars.
Yeah. But then
I remember it was a tweet from Ron Perlman who did the voice for the trailer.
Yes, he also said something about
he's not in it. I remember he tweeted out, I'm not in Fallout 4 and it's a big crime or something along those lines.
Okay, well he is. He's a liar.
Yeah, exactly. It was a good lie though. I like those lies.
No, yeah, it was a probably Bethesda had like a gun to his head and like, don't do it.
Yeah, well he tweeted like yesterday when it got revealed, he finally tweeted something like that was a hard secret to keep. And that was all he tweeted. And we're like, oh, okay, Fallout 4. And so the trailer finally got, announced after like a live stream. The funny thing is that everyone who I've seen who were watching the countdown, the trailer did not go live.
I know, I was so pissed
on the countdown.
I don't know if I have some weird like Bethesda internal clock because I didn't set an alarm or anything. I just woke up at like 6:50, like 10 minutes before the trailer pops, and I was like, oh, all right, shit. Like I just looked at my phone and I was like, I'm just gonna stay up for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
I got the notification. Kind of Funny Live went live, and I was like, oh, I should watch Greg watch the Fallout thing. And it was just like the Twitch, because they had a Twitch and then their own website.
Yeah.
And I remember Greg was watching the Twitch, and it got to 0, and then it just sat there.
And then it goes to please wait.
Yeah.
And then you're just like,
what? Right.
So I was like, what's going on? So I immediately go to Twitter, and Danny O'Dwyer was like, Fallout 4 trailer with a link, and I'm like, yes.
Yep.
And I watched it, and I was just happy, and I fell back asleep.
Yep.
Just fell back.
So it's been officially revealed. That trailer was in game.
Which I appreciated.
In engine, yes.
And it looks like Fallout, which I'm fine with.
And it looks like a more detailed Fallout, which, yes, I'm also perfectly okay with. It looks a little bit more colorful, like people have said.
It looks janky, like Fallout is, so that's fine with me.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I really don't care about the jankiness of it. Like, the character models are kind of stiff. Like, it's not a Last of Us where it's, like, beautiful
Is it
people.
only going to be for, like the newer gen consoles? Oh, that's gay.
It's good for the game, because then it means it's not going to be held back by PS3, which it was with Elder Scrolls, where it did not work well on the PlayStation 3. The 5th one didn't. It's heavily rumored to be 2015. I remember in EB Games Australia tweeted at Greg a picture of EB Games saying 2015 release for Fallout. It's like, I'm pretty sure it'll be out this year.
Which is, I mean, it would be sad to me either way because I can't play until I get back.
Oh, that's true. Ooh, yeah, it sucks. Trevor's going to the Prague Prague.
Yes.
Okay, good.
What are you doing in Prague?
I'm studying abroad there for 9 months.
Oh.
So I'll be getting back I'm leaving up September. I'll get back next May.
Okay, that.
And so I'll just be salivating over every piece of
You're gonna miss
Fallout news.
That's
I
gonna be
know.
like me when I left and Uncharted 3 came out, and I had to wait until like April to
Yeah,
play
I
it.
know.
That sucked.
What the thing is going to happen? I'm going to get back. I'm going to have no money, so I'm going to.
I'll have all the games.
I'm going to sell pieces of my body.
Well, you can do that too.
To buy Fallout 4, and then I'm just going to lock my door and
play it.
Just play that until I die.
Yep. You could. I mean, Fallout 3 was. I don't think I've even seen like half of the things in Fallout 3.
I did platinum Fallout 3, so I've seen everything in that game pretty much.
Okay.
But
yeah, it's crazy. But you said you played New Vegas. What did you think of that one?
I thought it was good.
Okay.
Honestly, I thought it was a good game.
Did you play 3?
I beat 3.
Okay.
New Vegas I didn't play too much of because I was also very busy. But 3 is what I played the most of out of any of the Fallout games. And yeah, I liked it a lot. Honestly, it was everything about it. Great game, except the ending was awful.
Oh,
every
agreed.
way.
Which ending did you choose? Like, who'd you side
I
with?
think I
if you
did
remember?
honestly, I think I did both of them just to see what would happen.
Okay.
Just to see like how shitty it would be, and yeah, I don't remember. I just tried them. So.
Yeah, the only one I finished it with was the file where I sided with Caesar's Legion, and yeah, just like none of the endings like were that interesting. I was like, oh,
I thought you were talking about Fallout 3 for a second.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I was talking about Fallout 3.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's why. I was
I'm
that's
way
why,
off.
Yeah, no, Fallout 3, and I was like, everything's shitty.
You guys
die
didn't
no
find
matter what.
Caesar's Legion in Fallout 3?
No. Fallout 3, I had the ending where I had Fox go in. Because I was like, I'm not going to go in. Fox is a fucking super mutant. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then you send him in, and I had the DLC, luckily, so I could continue after that. But I was like, oh, it would have been really shitty if I didn't have the DLC, and it just ended there.
See, I didn't have the DLC. That was the
Oh,
problem.
yeah.
Everybody died. I was like, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah. That I was lucky enough to play the game, or at least finish the game, late enough to where I knew that if I didn't get this DLC, then it was just gonna end.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, because like I know Cameron got screwed over too when he played through it because he saved in his like furthest back save was at the very beginning of the last mission where you cannot get out.
Yeah, that sucks.
So yeah, he had to start all over too when we got the DLC. But yeah, that was like similar to one of my endings. I platinumed it, so I had to beat the game with like several different characters because I didn't want to do that whole like change your karma every level. That sounds awful. Yeah, so with my neutral character, like the neutral choice is to send somebody else in to do it for you.
Yeah.
So I think his name is Sharon. He's a ghoul like mercenary that you can hire. He's one of the neutral companions.
Mm-hmm.
So I send him in, and like the ending montage is so funny because like it's about the vault dweller, all about it. And then it gets to the end, it's like, but no one would ever forget the true hero. And then it showed like a picture of like Sharon's face, and it's like he's a ghoul, so the radiation can affect him anyways.
Yeah.
But it's like zooming in on his face, and I'm like, this is really awkward. Like this is really weird.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was weird when I send like Fox in, and it's like, oh, he's a super mutant. He'll be perfectly fine with the radiation. It's like, oh, and everyone died. I'm just like, that makes no sense. No sense at all.
Yeah.
Bullshit ending. And then you wake up in the Brotherhood of Steel like place, and it's just like, oh, the Enclave is coming in. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll go kill more people for you.
My favorite thing was when I finished that game originally. Cameron was like watching me play, and I get to the console or whatever. It's like put in the password. I'm like, what's the fucking password? Like no one's ever told me. And Cameron's like, are you kidding me? Like you've heard it 1,000 times. It's like 216 for Revelation 21:6 or whatever. Yeah, that's the password you have to put in. So he's like, are you kidding me? You don't know what the password is. And I'm like, no, dude, I don't know the password. Like, everyone's fucked. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't remember if I did either then. Ooh, jeez. I think I had somebody, maybe, I don't know.
No, if you choose one of your companions to go in, like, your character already knows it. Like, he says, like, like you chose Fox. Be like, Fox, go in. The password is 216.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, yeah, speaking of voices, Fallout 4 might have a voiced protagonist.
I'm okay with that as long as it's not bad.
Yeah, I'm fine with it too. But like at the end of the trailer, the character speaks, which is something that doesn't happen in like Bethesda games. You're always like a silent protagonist who can choose dialogue options, but there's never anything where like a voice is coming from your character. And this one like ends with the dude saying like, you know, good boy or something.
Come on, boy.
Let's go.
Because he's talking to the dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's a dog in the trailer for some reason.
I'm in love with that dog.
I like the dog fine. I wish it was a different breed. I don't care about German Shepherds really. So like,
maybe they'll release a skin for you. Sorry, that'd be awesome though. They should release free DLC skins for the dog.
they should let you choose because all it is character model.
But I'll never be able to get over the fact that would basically just be the fact that like, oh, here's a boxer skin, so you're putting literal boxer skin over your dog. That just freaks me out.
Yeah, but no, it's interesting. I kind of don't. I don't care if it's voiced as long as it's good. Yeah, like you said. So.
And I would like it's probably not going to happen, but I would like them to have multiple voice options.
Yes.
Kind of like Dragon Age
Inquisition.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they might do the route where it's just a BioWare Mass Effect way, where there's just a male Vault Dweller and a female Vault Dweller.
As long as the voices are good.
Yeah.
Like, don't give me that male shepherd shit because that was awful.
It wasn't that bad.
It was really bad.
Did you play Mass Effect at all? Or
yeah, I played Mass Effect 2 a little bit of it,
that was the best.
and I was like, meh, I don't know, I'm not so much into, I guess, like the futuristic space, like MMOs. I'm more, kind of like Elder Scrolls, traditional fantasy MMOs, which is why Guild Wars 2.
You should play Witcher.
I mean, not, sorry, RPGs, not MMOs. What, Witcher?
You should play The Witcher 3. It's really good. Because you said your future roommate has PS4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then you should totally play The Witcher.
Huh.
It's really fun.
It's a traditional. It's a dark fantasy RPG.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what is it about? Because I hear you talking about like witches burning and stuff, and Witcher sounds like.
Okay. The Witcher is a novel series from Poland.
Yes.
And it's a dark fantasy, so it's not like
It's not like
No, not Tolkien. No.
It's high fantasy like Tolkien, but it's like.
Darker.
It's darker, sort of like Game of Thrones.
Oh, have you seen the last episode of Game of Thrones?
Oh my god, that was so good.
I don't watch it.
It was so good.
Freaking out at how amazing it was. I mean, the whole thing, like with the White Walkers or whatever, was totally not like
Spoilers for Game of Thrones.
Yeah, spoilers for Game of Thrones. Okay, so do you read the books or anything?
No.
Okay.
I don't care that much.
So
You're
there's
never gonna
apparently
read the
supposed to be
books.
a really
I know, but
really
it'll spoil things later.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In the show. But
there's a really big White Walker scene or something, and everybody thought that was supposed to be it, like during that scene, but that wasn't at all.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still completely like
I
insane.
heard they're changing the books or
Oh my
changing.
God.
they are.
TV.
This season has I hear
Already
it
it's
departed
taken
quite
such
a bit.
great huge changes already.
Is Natalie Dormer still alive?
Oh yeah, and
Good,
I'm assuming she's gonna make it through her.
She better.
Yeah.
She better.
I mean, Jesus.
She better. I
That's
do
the
like
only-
her quite a bit.
That's the only character I care about, and I watched the
There's
only
two characters that I really care about.
Tyrion.
No, okay, well, three, fine. Tyrion, Daenerys, and Jon Snow.
Yeah, Jon Snow.
Anyone else is expendable.
For a minute I thought Jon Snow was gonna die. I'm like, there's no way he's gonna die.
When he swings that sword and he catches it, and there's just that one shot of his face where he's like, oh shit, he's like, oh,
bam!
and so good.
It was perfect. Oh my gosh, and then,
It
like,
was the best episode
it was the
possibly
best.
they've ever had.
I've watched one episode, and it's the premiere of season 5, and I said, "This is pretty cool." I never went back.
Well, you have to start from season 1.
Go back. No, it was amazing. This one, it was like World War Z.
Oh.
It was like zombies, or White Walkers, like jumping off like
Oh,
cliffs
so the White Walkers
and like
finally showed up
reanimating.
then.
Yeah.
Because I heard one of the complaints is like the White Walkers never.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've showed up now more than they have in the books,
But
I think.
that was the biggest White Walker scene, period, in the show. It was also the biggest battle scene in the show, and probably the most expensive episode with all the CGI and everything that they did. And that's the thing, like, I don't know if you guys watched, and dragons. I don't know if you guys watched, like, The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Okay, so, their makeup crew is, like, phenomenal, but their CGI is always, like, total shit. So, I mean,
that's why they don't use it very often.
Yeah, when did they use it in that show? Like what?
Like for a lot of the
Explosions?
A lot of the fire and explosions and stuff.
Also, a lot of the zombies that are kind of difficult to create with makeup. They've only done it a few times, but it has shown up before.
Oh, where like
and it's super cheesy whenever
half their
it comes
head
up.
is missing or something.
Yeah, there's also one I think where there was one at like the beginning of season 5 that I can't quite remember, but it was like it was like a scene that you were just like, what? Wow, that was really bad.
Okay, that just seems like a weird show that has CG because it's so not super fantastical.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, Game of Thrones.
And
Good talk.
So good.
dude, it's so good. I could like seriously go on about it forever.
You guys
I
do.
already
Whenever Margaux and like Elise go out, inevitably the conversation will turn to Game of Thrones, and they talk about it for like a half hour.
Oh, it's so good.
And I look at somebody else who doesn't know what they're talking about, like, so how about them gators or something?
Cersei's finally getting fucked over.
Yeah,
I'm like,
finally
yes.
she's getting whacked with a
yes.
wooden
Oh,
spoon.
so good.
And drinking water off of the fucking urine-laced floor.
Yes.
Great.
I hate her. I hate her so much.
Isn't she the Dick's son or
the mom?
Joffrey's mother.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, she's the one who Natalie Dormer wants to get rid of.
Yes.
Yeah, and
cool.
she wants to get rid of Natalie Dormer.
They're now in 2 cells right next to one another.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, they've both been arrested.
For what?
Because
I know Natalie Dormer got arrested for
Marjorie, Natalie Dormer's character got arrested for. You keep up with Natalie Dormer's character. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Natalie Dormer's character got arrested for lying about her brother being gay.
Yeah.
And then Cersei got arrested for incest because Littlefinger told I remember her name. Marjorie's grandmother, essentially.
They care about incest back then? I thought they didn't care.
But because Cersei instituted this super religious fanatical group as like the military, essentially.
Okay.
Like they are basically the city watch now. So if you do anything that doesn't align with their doctrine, you get arrested.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, their rules override like the original kingdom's rules. So like and their court system is completely different as well. So it's like Cersei's like continually complaining about how she shouldn't be in that cell or whatever, and that she should be out of it. But she set it up in such a way that getting busted for things, it's like infallible for you to get out, basically, unless if you confess. And Cersei's pretty much put like in a situation where she has to like confess about her incest and also like conspiring to kill the king, Baratheon, and all this stuff. So she's like totally screwed. Where Marjorie's like in a way better situation.
Yeah. What did you think about the Sand Snakes?
What do you mean? What do I think about them?
Just the characters themselves, the acting, their place in the story. Like,
I think they're.
Are they with the white-haired woman with the dragons?
No. They're separate.
Yeah, they're over in Dorne, and they fought Bronn and Jaime.
I feel like they're just like the typical strong female fighter, assassin type, whatever, like cliched put out there. I mean, I still think they're pretty badass, but I don't think I don't think they're necessary, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think their whole little thing to get what is it? The daughter or Marcella, Cersei's daughter. I thought that was really dumb. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion of them, to be honest.
Yeah, I felt like the first few episodes they were in, they were really like melodramatic, like the actors, and it was just kind of like, all right, like tone it back a little bit, the acting just was not there, and they also didn't have enough time to like set up the characters to where they just seemed like cartoon characters essentially.
Yeah.
But I thought the scene where they almost killed Bronn was like intense.
Yeah, that was.
I was like, oh no.
And when she poisons him. And she's saying, like, in the cell, like, oh, you know, who's the most beautiful woman in the world? And, like, basically making a beg for this, like, remedy or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, they're just kind of like 50 Shades of Michelle Rodriguez, but still not as badass as Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah.
So.
But, it's, oh, my God, it's so good, Steven. You have to watch it. Get HBO now.
But no, you would like The Witcher.
All right.
Pivoting back. No, because the way you guys talk about, because you would know this more, because you like both. I only like one, and you only like one because you haven't played The Witcher.
You would like Game of Thrones.
So
watch it.
I know, I would. I watched the season 5 premiere, and I liked it, and I was like, okay, this is
I'll give you my HBO Now info so you can watch it on your laptop.
Maybe if we just chant the opening over and over and over again, like the instrumentals, like heal.
Okay.
No, you could probably talk more to this because I only know one side. But yeah, The Witcher is dark fantasy, and I guess it does remind me a bit of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
But it's very unhappy, like I can tell Game of Thrones is, where it's not full of a bunch of happy people that get happy endings.
There are no hobbits running around singing songs.
It's you are a Witcher who is like a genetically modified human who most people don't like because they're different.
Well, because they use magic, and magic is frowned upon.
Yeah, pretty much. And so you're a professional, though, where you hunt monsters for money, and that's like your main thing. And everyone knows that. So, like, you'll show up in town, and people will be like, oh, that's a Witcher. And when you go and talk to people, everyone who I've talked to always is like, yeah, I know you don't do anything for free, so I'll give you some money to do this. Because it's like a very realized world where people know. I don't know. Like, it doesn't really explain the lore, I feel, that much, but it lets you experience it.
Well, to be fair, this is the third game in the series.
Yeah.
But also, to be fair, this is the first time it's been on all platforms, barring Nintendo, because no one cares about them.
Yeah, no. Imagine this game running on the Wii U.
It wouldn't. That's the answer.
They can't get a racing game to run on the Wii U.
Oh, that's so funny, Project Cars.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, so they, like, I kind of understand the lore for the most part.
They're promoting it as The Witcher Wild Hunt.
Yeah. So, like, The Witchers, this confused me at first, but I understood. Like, Witchers are not witch hunters.
No.
There are witch hunters in the world, and they kill witches. Witchers don't care about witches. They care about monsters.
They kind of like the witches.
Well, like, they don't care about them as in they're not going to ever hunt them down.
Yeah.
Well,
so Geralt. Jerry, like, his name's hard to pronounce.
It's Geralt.
It's Geralt. Whatever. He likes one witch.
Well, yeah, you do in fact bang a witch, but
well, I mean, yeah, I did.
Well,
you
did I.
You can have sex with people.
A lot of people.
Okay.
And the thing, though, is that
like
witchers are infertile, and then sorceresses or witches are also infertile.
Oh, okay.
And the witches modify.
So just unprotected sex all day, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. And the witches like modify their body to make themselves beautiful.
Oh, okay.
And they also have like abnormally extended lives, just like the witchers.
Yes.
Because I think Geralt is only like 100 years old, but he's still pretty young. But no, like in the game, it's like it's a fantasy RPG to where it's third-person fantasy RPG. The swordplay is actually really good. It's hard at first because you don't quite understand the timing of. You always have to be defending. Because if you leave yourself open, you get fucked up real quick.
Yeah.
But then you can parry.
I'm really bad at parrying.
You can sidestep or you can dodge. And then there's like these potions you can use that give you buffs for different things. So it's a bit like an MMO in that way, where you get different buffs from different things. You can apply oils to your swords. There's a really deep crafting system, which I've actually been getting the hang of really well. With crafting Witcher gear and then upgrading the Witcher gear into the different tiers.
How do you upgrade the Witcher gear? That's my question.
You have to find the schematics first. And then from there, you need to have the previous Witcher thing, and then you also need to dismantle certain monster, like, crafting components.
Okay. Because I've made some Witcher gear. I have the Griffin armor.
Yeah, that's what I have right now.
And I got the schematics for the improved Griffin armor.
I have like half of the improved
It's
Witcher
like
armor.
overly complicated though, because I hate that. When like, because I always
can
want to
be.
get crafting in games,
It can be,
sometimes it's stupid. Like,
No, I mean, it gives you the list of like what you need, and it tells you how much you need of it, and it doesn't tell you where you can find it, which can be annoying at first. Because when I was in White Orchard, which is like the prologue opening section, where it kind of gives you this smaller open world for you to explore, and it's kind of like I guess just like the prologue, because after you beat that section, then you go into the big open world.
You go to Yevon, which is Yevon?
Yarden?
Something like that. It's way bigger.
Yeah, it's super big, and that's only one of the. And then there's 2 other sections that are pretty big.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to those yet.
Skellige Island is apparently also.
And there's like an ice one, I think. Like it's
northern. I think you unlock that later in the story though.
Yeah.
But Skellige you can travel to immediately if you want to. I don't know why you would, because you already have this fucking big open world. But yeah, it's interesting. You have crafting components that you find. There is a weight thing, because like in Fallout, how like you can only carry a certain amount of things. It's kind of weird though, because unlike in Fallout where you can store your items in a place, you can't do that in The Witcher, which is weird to me, because it's like you can drop off your loot in certain places if you want to, if you're like over encumbered. But even being over encumbered isn't like in Fallout where you move. Like
what happens? I haven't gotten over encumbered.
You just can't sprint, but you can call your horse, and your horse can sprint.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of doesn't matter.
All right.
Yeah. And then you just go to a merchant and sell stuff. But it's really good. My only complaints are like small nitpicks, but it's like if you like dark fantasy type stuff, like Game of Thrones,
Okay.
then you'll probably like The Witcher, because it's got like political stuff in it too.
Okay.
It's got like the church sort of thing. The Church of the Eternal Flame is what it's
then
called.
The other church.
I have no idea.
It's basically it's the church that believes that the Wild Hunt is going to destroy the world.
Oh, okay. The Republicans.
The Republicans.
Yeah, exactly.
who think the gays are gonna destroy us or something. I don't know. Something dumb like that. I saw your tweet about the test you took. or something about where you aligned. Did you only take that because you saw Colin took it?
I saw a bunch of people took it. And I was like, okay,
I only saw
cool.
Colin take it, and then your tweet.
Yeah, I said take it. It's cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
Okay. You should try The Witcher.
Wasn't surprising.
Okay. What was the stuff about that you're talking about?
It was like where you align politically. Like I already know where I align politically.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I just want to take it anyways, just to see like what specific parties I align with. I'm 99% Green Party.
Yeah, I saw that.
96% Socialist Party.
Yeah.
And then I think it was like 4% Republican Party.
It's like it's like the character test. Like you would take a test where it's like, what character from Game of Thrones are you?
Da 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 da.
Oh my god. All right.
I kicked the microphone. I'm sorry.
We should take a break because it's been an hour, and then
I might need to leave too. I have Taylor's birthday dinner.
I have to leave too.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we could just end it then.
Da, 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 da.
All right.
So, Steven, let me tell you a story of what happened earlier this week.
Okay. Is it about your PS4? Or?
No, you don't understand what's going to happen.
Oh, okay.
Let's end the episode now.
Oh, okay. I don't understand. I've been Steven. Joining me.
You've been Steven?
I've been Steven. I'm no longer Steven. I've ascended.
Right.
You can follow me on Twitter at @8Axel. That's spelled N-O, the letter 8, and then Axel. That's the number 8, but I like saying the letter 8 because Trevor rolls his eyes. You can find Trevor at Trev_Tom, TREV_THOM. That took me a kind of hard. Margaux, you're not on Twitter, but you're on Instagram at @QuickDrawKiddo.
_QuickDrawKiddo.
Find her on Guild Wars.
Find me on Guild Wars. There you go.
Thank you for listening. You can reach out to us, of course, on Twitter or the website. The website has links to everything. Just go to illustriousmagic.com. Please reach out to us.
Yeah, see all of our content that we're posting.
Which we have a good backlog. We just don't have anything new. Yeah. But Brendan will be here in a week, and we'll be doing videos and podcasts. So thank you for listening, and we will see you in the future.